Hey, what's up everybody? Aaron Puff with Awareness Motorsports here. Happy New Year to everybody. As you can see, we got a little bit of snow here in Michigan. So we're just out here enjoying the outdoors. I've got my middle daughter Ruby out here. She's enjoying her new bow and arrow that she got for Christmas. So we're just hanging out outside, and we're not doing much in the shop right now because we're waiting on some parts. So I thought instead I would give you a shop update. So we're going to call this Shop Update Saturday, and I am here at the building that that I own at the house that my wife and I bought here a couple years ago, and thought I'd just give you guys a little bit of a tour and tell you some of the things that we're going to be doing to update the building, and honestly get some of your input on some ideas. So let me flip you around. I'll give you a tour here. All right, so here's the front of the building. Got my tow rig, my motorhome, what we affectionately call Cousin Eddie, sitting here in its temporary storage place. But got a 30 by 50. It's a pretty basic building. It's got just shy of 10-foot eaves inside. It's 30 by 50. One sliding door up front, and then I've got one entry door here along the side. Never mind the brush. I did a bunch of tree trimming before the snow and haven't gotten around to cleaning it up yet, so my apologies for how terrible it looks. But did put a new entry door in here. This is about the first thing that we actually updated. The old door was rusted out, didn't fit right, didn't latch like it was supposed to, so we tore it out and put a much nicer door in. So the first project that we're going to be working on this spring is the guy that owned the building before me built it just as a place for him to keep supplies. He owned a roofing company, and as you can see here, he didn't enclose the eaves, so they're open eaves. So birds and squirrels and things like that still manage to find their way into the building, which obviously is not ideal when you're storing vehicles and things like that. So one of the first things we're going to be doing is figuring out a way to box in these eaves. So we've had a couple of construction people come out and look at it and tell us that there's really not an easy way to close this in. As you can see, I don't know if you can tell there, the rafters are right up against the top of the barn siding. And with the barn siding being contoured like it is, there's not a real easy way to get F-channel or anything like that in there to put soffit in. So a couple of things we've considered is cutting furring strips to go in between the ribs on the steel to build that out to make it even with the steel, so we could mount something to the outside of the ribs. It's going to be incredibly time consuming and labor intensive to do that, but that's one of the things that we've considered. But ultimately want to put some vented soffit in here, and potentially some new fascia if we need to. The fascia's in good shape, it's just dirty, it needs to be power washed. So do me a favor, if you got some ideas or some input on that, drop them down in the comments below. Let me know if you've got any ideas on that. Be real curious to see if you guys have any input. So on the outside, that's what we're going to do. Also going to replace these translucent panels with some new, probably clear ones to get more daylight in. And then I'll take you inside and show you what we're going to do in there. Go ahead and come on in here and give you guys a little tour. I'm going to apologize right away that it is an absolute mess out here. This has kind of become a catch-all since we moved in, and I probably should have done all the improvements that I wanted to do before I loaded it full of all my stuff. But to quote one of my favorite YouTubers, Derek from Vice Grip Garage, guy went ahead and did the right thing and just piled her full of stuff before I got any of my projects done. So this is going to have to all be emptied out here so I can make the improvements I want to make. But so it's 30 by 50, as you guys can see here in the front. Got the slider door on this side and the entry door over here. The guy that had the building before me had these toolboxes and some makeshift benches there. And my kids are screaming outside, sledding on the freshly fallen snow. So sorry for the background noise there, but these benches are definitely going to go. They're kind of junk. The toolboxes will likely get power washed and repainted and used for some basic storage. All this stuff's got to get organized and put on shelves here. One of the cool things that the guy had built when he had the barn done is he has this this mezzanine that goes all down one side, and then you can see over here all along the back of the building. He used this as a place to store shingles for his roofing business. So he had a little lift truck in here that he would put the pallets of shingles up out of the way, and then he also stored some other equipment and his trucks and stuff in here. So kind of neat, but I'm looking forward to getting that all painted and cleaned up, and we're definitely going to use that for some overhead storage. I already got a little bit of stuff up there. I've got some shelving units, but what I think we're going to do, this is going to be used for primarily storage for both my dad and I, for all of our car parts and stuff. So you can see I've already got my trailer in here. Back here you can see kind of hiding in the corner. This is the former J. Ross Motorsports 85 Ford Thunderbird that raced in Pro Stock in NHRA and IHRA back in the mid 80s. This was a team car to my dad's Super Stock car back in the day. Dr. Ron, our partner, has purchased this and is going to restore it. So stay tuned for that project. That's going to be a cool one. Back here in the back, we've got the Awareness Motorsports high school project car Fairmont that we built when I was in high school. This has been featured in several magazines. You can see it's kind of sitting here collecting dust and dirt right now. As you can imagine, with 4 little ones at home, a lot of this stuff has been put on the back burner, but that's going to be on my list this year to get freshened up and get it out and give it some exercise. And then I've got here, you can kind of see my True Survivor 76 Ford E250 Chateau van. This is all original with the exception of the wheels and tires. I put some aftermarket wheels and tires on it, but this is a True Survivor vehicle. I'm only the 3rd owner. It's got 48,000 original miles on it. It's got a factory 460 C6 Dana 60 with a 373 posi in the back, with the factory tow package, factory air conditioning. It's a cream puff, man. It's just a gorgeous truck. This is for sale, by the way. So if you guys know anybody who might be interested in just a really cool old van, you can't really see, the lighting's not great in here, but it is definitely a cream puff, and we've taken good care of it. I don't have time or use for it right now. So I'd love to see somebody get some use out of it. So feel free to message me or put something in the comments if you're interested in that. But what we're looking to do here, I'm going to end up insulating the inside, putting some sheeting up. We're going to ultimately insulate and put barn steel up on the ceiling. I'm going to redo the electrical out here. Electrical service that comes in from the house over here is just a 60 amp service. So I want to get at least 100, maybe 150 amp service out here. Redo the lighting. There's some goofy things like there is no light switch by the entry door. The light switch is actually by the slider, which makes no sense because you have to walk in to unlock the slider to get to the light switch. So that's all going to get changed. And then since this is primarily going to be a storage building, I don't think I'm going to heat the entire thing. I think what I'm going to do is this part of the mezzanine, this section that goes all the way down the west side, I'm going to enclose that and insulate that, put benches and lighting all in there, and make that my workshop area that will ultimately be heated. So I'm only going to end up having to heat about a quarter to a third of the building, just the part that's closed in that workshop area there. So if you guys have any ideas or suggestions on any of this stuff, things that you've done or seen done that's cool in situations like this, I'd love to hear what you have to say. Feel free to drop it down in the comments there. So I'd love to hear what your guys' input is. So that's pretty much it for the barn. This is what we're going to be working on. Hopefully this spring when it gets a little bit warmer, or if we have some warm days this winter, I'll get out here and work on some of this stuff. So definitely stay tuned for that. And thanks, guys, for hanging out with me for a few minutes here. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Make sure to like the channel, leave a comment, and share it with your friends. I definitely want to grow the channel this year. And 2021, looking forward to having some consistent content for you guys. And we'll also be getting some more content from the big shop where the race cars are. I'm expecting to get some of our new parts in the next couple of weeks here. And I'll give you guys some updates from the big shop there as I get that stuff in and get working on those things. So stay tuned. Again, Happy New Year, guys. Hope you're having a great holiday season and can't wait to see you all at the racetrack when the weather gets warmer up here. And we'll look forward to chatting with you soon.